not blame others, blame your mouth. God gave Joseph dreams, and he told his dreams to his brethren too early. They hated him for it. They understood what the dreams meant, and they were willing to do everything, and actually did everything and went the whole way to shatter Joseph's dreams. Joseph almost died because of his mouth. He was sold to the slave traders because of his mouth. He wound up where he wound up because of his mouth. Look at Samson. This man was blessed from the very womb of Manoah's wife. He was a Jew. He was a Nazarene, the only son and beloved of his father. He was blessed of God. He was priestly by prophecy. God loved him enough to show him that his wife was a Philistine traitor twice or 3 times. Can you imagine that? God warning him against his wife 3 times or twice. But his mouth was too loose to realize it. His love for his wife it blinded him. They say love is blind. When he told her the secret behind his strength, that was his unworking. It cost him his eyes. The Philistines revenged on him. He lost his sight because of his mouth. Husband, maybe you don't need to tell it all to your wife. Sarah. The most unfortunate part about Samson was in his last prayer and plea to God. He asked for revenge against the Philistines. How I wish he had asked for his sight back. The one who caused his hair to grow again, could he have not given him his sight back? Instead of asking for revenge, he would have asked for something that was helpful to him. Samson would have asked for God's favor upon his eyes. His own mouth failed him when he needed it the most. He would have used it for his own good and healing. Even when he asked for strength to pull down the wall and pillars, he didn't have to die in there. He was not supposed to die. He would have asked God to save him out of the general death, the general destruction. And God would have done it. Why did Samson not use his mouth right? His mouth failed him when he needed it the most. If your mouth has failed you in the past, there is still hope. There is still time to change and use it right. When Joseph was in prison for a life sentence, he used his mouth to interpret the dreams of other prisoners. It was one of the former prisoners that talked to Pharaoh about Joseph. If Joseph had got annoyed and stopped interpreting dreams, he would have rotten in jail. But he opened his mouth and it helped him. He ended up in the central government as the Prime Minister of Egypt. Jacob, with his own mouth, caused his wife Joseph's mother, Rachel, to die. He told his father-in-law, Laban, with whomsoever you find your God, please let them die. And indeed the God was with Rachel, the most beloved wife. But Laban didn't see it, of course. And Jacob didn't know. But Rachel had it. And she died on the way. She never reached home. Jephthah was another one. He was rational with his mouth. When I win this battle, whatever will first come to welcome me, I will offer it as a burnt sacrifice. Did he expect a cow or dog to welcome him from battle? Definitely, he expected either his wife or his daughter. And there he was, faced with the torture of burning his daughter as a burnt sacrifice to God. How did he feel for the rest of his life? Whether you are blessed or cursed, it is in your mouth.